Hello everyone, I'm Lawrence from Unicorn Reviews. Today we're looking at Corsair's RM850 power supply. This is an 850 watt, really modular power supply. I guess that's what the RM stands for. So let's start off with the box itself. Basically on the front you get a product picture, like a zoom in of the SP fan, so the static pressure fan. On the top you get an overview of the cables, but we're going to go into cables later. Pretty much the interesting feature this power supply has, other than its 80 plus gold efficiency, which you can see here, is its 0 RPM fan mode. Now this is something we're seeing quite a lot now with also Asus. Their Strix graphics cards also have a 0 RPM mode. This is not very new though. I did a review 2 years ago of a Xilinx power supply with a very similar feature. Interesting though is this right here on the bottom, the amount of amps we can get on certain rails. So I'm just going to zoom you in. Basically here we can see it's a single 12 volt rail, and then there's also a minus volt, but we get 71 amps on the 12 volt rail. So the 12 volt rail alone can do 850 watts, and we can also get 150 watts from the 3.5 and the 5 volt rail combined. Now of course if you're getting 850 of the 12 volt you can't use that, so and because you are using this one anyway, you'll never use the full range of the 12 volt rail anyway. So the box normally comes in a plastic bag. I already undone that one because when they're still in a bag it's quite hard to do unboxings. So inside the shiny box we find a brown box. I'm going to zoom you guys out again because it's really hard to see it, isn't it? Anyway, there is a seal on there, so if the seal has been cut, then you know someone before you already opened the box. So the box opens from the right, which is incredibly convenient because I was on the other side. There we go. Inside the box, get Corsair's warranty guide. You get that with pretty much every Corsair product nowadays. Another small booklet. Again, important safety information. So yeah, we get 10 zip ties, a Corsair case badge, and 4 screws to mount it to your case. A European power socket, I guess if you're in America or some other country that doesn't use this connector, you'll get another one. Cool feature, it has a plastic protector so you don't scratch the nice and shiny pins on there. We then get Corsair solution guide from 2012. Even though this is a brand new power supply, so Corsair, at least update the year please. And then we get the bag of cables. I'm gonna wait with the bag of cables. I'm gonna go with the main unit first. So the main unit is packaged in lovely soft foam glued together, and you see the unit right away. The unit itself isn't like encased in plastic or anything, and it looks like this. Now first of all, I'm going to start off with the back, which I should really rotate so you guys can actually see it as well. But as we can see, it's not a perfectly square one. It's like they did with the HX a few years ago, where they like chamfered off the edges. But we have a connector for Corsair Link, as this will work with Corsair's Link software if people actually use that, because it's yet another cable that you're adding into your system, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having modular power supplies in the first place. But we get our 24 pin connectors, up to 3 graphics cards each one, so that's 6 plus 2 pins we have there. And of course our 4 plus 4 or 8 pin CPUs, that's the bottom ones. We then get 5 6-pin connectors, so that's the 12 volt and you know the Molexes, for example, those rails and the SATA powers and everything that's on there. On the other side, something I really like is the fact that the RM850 batch is vertical. So if you put the power supply fan up or fan down, it'll never be upside down. So that kind of gives people more freedom to install their power supply the way they want without it looking weird. We get a little sticker on there saying that it's silent. Take that sticker off before installing it because it will be flapping out the back anyway. Power connector on the right side or the left side, depending on how you put the fan. It really doesn't matter how you put a fan with most cases. Very nice click to the power switch. So if you install it fan down, like most people will I guess, you're met with a really ugly sticker, which again shows you the amps on the rails, but the logo is the right side up. If you put it fan up, it looks a lot better, like a nice grey fan. Be Quiet look, because this is a complete Be Quiet ripoff, where they have the metal grill follow through into the enclosure of the power supply itself. Total ripoff Corsair, not cool, but we still have the sticker the right side up, so it really doesn't matter how you install it. Just make sure that there is air that can get to the unit itself. Starting, the cables come in a plastic bag, so this is a single 24-pin connector, and then it pretty much just starts, doesn't it? You get SATAs, so 3 on this one, there's 2 of those cables. This is the second one. Now, quick thing I'm going to show you with flat cables, because it's a really cheap way to not have to use braided cables. But the problem is, a rounded cable you can bend. A flat cable, when you bend it, you get a really high point, so it makes it completely useless for cable management. So you have to fold these over, apply some force to it, and hope they don't break. And then the glue between will loosen a bit and they will slip over each other. But you can get them flat. Just make sure to fold cables, flat cables, when doing cable management. We get 4 Molexes on this one. We get 4 SATAs on this cable. This is our first 8-pin CPU cable. A Molex to floppy adapter. It looks an awful lot like the Corsair Link, because there's 2 cables. You get 2 of these Molex thingies and they look the same. So actually they're probably both one of those things that you use, because this is the Corsair Link cable, so it has the link port here and then a 3-pin which only uses 2, and then a 2-pin on the other side. Other than that, we get a second 8-pin, so you can put 2 8-pin powers on your motherboard, and then it starts with graphics cards. So these are PCI power, don't confuse them with the EPS power connectors. So these are all 6+2s, you get 2 connectors on a single cable, which really helps an awful lot with cable management. And the fact that they're all black also helps. So this is number 2, and then this is number 3, so triple graphics cards, no problem. And then there's the final cable we have in here. So this is 4 Molexes on one of these 6 pins that only uses 4 pins. That's pretty much it for the unboxing. I'm going to get the unit back in the image here, so you get a nice overview of everything that's inside the box. Alright guys, so why would you buy a Corsair RM? Because it's cheaper than an AX, but it's more expensive than a CX or HX. But they're really, really quiet. Not that most power supplies still make noise these days, but well, they look good as well. You know, they look like a Be Quiet power supply, so they look really good. Other reasons to buy, well, they are pretty competitively priced, I must say. These ones are around 130 euros at the moment, so that's very good pricing for a unit that is 80 plus gold, has all these cables, all nice black cables. I would like to see, well, is there one that I already own? This one, for example. So maybe for the cable management, they should come out with a set, because they already have accessory sets. But instead of a flat cable, have it flat like the first 5 centimeters and the last 5, and then have a round cable in between, so you can easily get your cable management done. But that's pretty much the only negative I have with this product. So if you like the video, press the like button. If you dislike the video, don't do anything. Subscribe to Unicorn Reviews and leave a comment on what you think about this unit, what you think about the reviews. You know, feedback is always great, and thank you all very much for watching.